Hey everybody. We today have a card Flourish, and it's sort of like a hot shot cut. But when I was first learning the hot shot cut, I found it was extremely hard to do and took more practice than I would have liked, but I still got it down. But for those of you that haven't figured it out, I have an easier version to the hot shot cut. And it combines two very easy things together. So basically, the way I see it is the easiest part of the hot shot cut is the part where the card gets shot out. It is a lot easier than the cut because it's very little motion. You just push up with your middle finger, and I'll teach that after. But that's the easiest part of the hot shot cut because it's just the hot shot part. But you still need a cut if you want to just produce a card. So I also had found the molecule cut. And the easiest, it kind of looks like this. So this is slow motion, obviously. But then you peel this out, and then you would do a deck flip, and you'd catch in this hand. Now, I believe the hardest part of that is the deck flip, simply because cards can fly out. I ended up developing an alternate ending to that by, at the end, all I did was just dump it in there. But I'm not going to focus on that. We're going to focus on the hot shot cut. So the easiest part of the molecule cut, I believed, was just the part where you go like this and that. That's the easiest part, and that's all you need to be able to do this hot shot cut. Now, this is what it actually looks like. Okay, from this angle, it looks okay. It looks a lot better from the front because you can't see it's from the bottom. But all it is you're doing a molecule, the beginning of a molecule, but you only have one card in the bottom packet. So in a molecule cut, it's almost a Z position. So you start in mechanics grip, elevated mechanics grip, and you have your pointer finger. And actually your middle finger goes on this corner over here. Okay? Then you continue with the Z position, but you're rotating around your middle finger, so it looks like this. Okay? Then you bring this packet over and you flip this packet. If you want to learn the first part, go to 52 Cards channel and look this up, but I'll just go over it briefly. But he explains it a lot better than I do. You go up like so, and you clip this with your thumb, and you bring it over, okay? And then you just set that packet down, or you can do this little flip thing, okay? But you're only doing it with one card on the bottom. So I get a pinky break under, and I have my thumb over here all the way down to the break, and then I lift up like a Z formation, or Z position. And you continue just as if you were doing it the same. Except now you have one card in the middle. Now I'm here. And I want to shoot this card out. So, since my hand's already over here, as I come away, I rotate the card 90 degrees. Okay? Now the way to do the hot shot is you want the fourth of the card, the corner, covered up by the deck, but 3/4 gone. Okay? And the position is almost as if you were holding a gun, except your middle finger goes down here by this corner. Your pointer finger supports here, and your other fingers just grip the deck. Okay? Then, due to tension, when you move this up, you push up with your middle finger, and this way. It makes the card want to come out. But it shoots out like that. But if you do it quickly, it shoots out a lot farther and a lot nicer. And it flies through the air, and you can catch it in your hand or whatever. It's hard to get all of it in this screen, so I'm trying to do a not very powerful one, but you can shoot it a lot farther than this. But that is the basics of it, so we'll go over it one last time. Pinky break under the last card. your thumb goes all the way down, and you have these 3 fingers up here, and your middle finger on the corner. Actually, you only would have 2 fingers up here. You lift up to the break, okay? You then clip the one card with your thumb, and then you just bring this back down, and you put the card there. Then you can just go like this. So if you want to make it look better with the flip, here's what you do. You have this, okay, you're here. All you do is you transition like so, and just go like that. So in quick motion, looks like that, which I think looks very nice. The hot shot cut, like the real version, I don't like to do all the spinny card flourishes, and at one point, a lot of them, you have to just be holding it between 2 and 2, and not a big fan of that because, well, my fingers are very close together, and I really don't see how one is supposed to do that. But I've looked at them, but I just figured I'd develop an easier way to do it, and I ended up coming upon this. I figured this out myself, but I'm sure someone else has also thought of this because it works so nicely. But I don't necessarily take credit for this, but I thought of it in my own mind. If someone else had already thought of this, I do not take credit for this at all. But I didn't learn this from anywhere. I just figured out something that worked, and this is what I've been using for quite a while. The only thing about this is, you'll notice in the last one I dropped the card. That's because I didn't have the card positioned in the right place for the shot. Sometimes when you have old cards like these, what happens is you push up and it slips out like that. Okay? It doesn't spin out like you want it to. Which means you want to hold the deck down more, okay, with your thumb. Because when you go like this, you also create a gap in the cards. So if the gap becomes too big, the card can slip out. But if you keep your thumb down, you can get a lot more tension on it if you want to shoot it farther. A couple things about this. I once performed this outside, and that did not work well because the wind caught it and it flew away, and I had to start the trick over when I was doing some walk around magic. That was not good, and I didn't even think of that because the wind wasn't very strong. So if you're going to do some aerial flourish outside, I recommend the Top Shot, or this one works too, but not the Hot Shot, and not the one where you flick the card out like that. Okay? So yeah, indoor trick, or if there's no wind, because that did not end well, and I do not recommend that happening because I felt really dumb after. And practice it before you show it to strangers. Maybe practice it on some family, some friends. And one last thing is, it does not look very good from above, because you can obviously see it comes from the bottom. From the front, it doesn't look like it comes from the very bottom. It just looks like it kind of comes out of nowhere, because if you do it quickly, your audience will not really expect it. But if you want to develop this into a trick, here's what I do. I take a card, and I just control it back to the top, okay? Whichever way you like. And here's what I do. Now it's on the top, I say, I want to show you that it's not on the top of the deck. I do a double lift, okay? I say it's not on the top, and it's not on the bottom. Then I do one last shuffle with just peeling one card down and shuffling the rest. But they knew it wasn't on top or bottom, so they don't think I can control it, but in fact it is on the bottom. Then I can do the cut, then I can do the shot, and I just would say, is this your card? And then I've done this and then gone into a card to mouth. So I catch the card, and then I do the card to mouth, and I really like the card to mouth after any trick, just personally, just one of my opinions, because I tell them to push it in, but then, in fact, the card ends up being in my mouth, hence card to mouth. But I really hope you guys liked the easy version of the hot shot cut, and comment below what you thought, and subscribe.